Shadow of the Erdtree. Bro, what the f? Elden Ring and its new and extremely hyped DLC Shadow of the Erdtree has been released and given to the very sweaty and sometimes maybe a little smelly hands of gamers across the world. The original Elden Ring, of course, as we all know all too well at this point, is an open world RPG that is known for its extremely challenging gameplay and moments that make you undoubtedly question your sanity in liking these games. Just about 2.5 years later, From Software have just gone and released an expansion that is the size of many other fully priced games, and they have done it to a surprisingly mixed reception, unfortunately. Players were very quick to review bomb the game out of existence, pretty much. Not out of existence, it's sitting at mixed, I think, at the moment, but it was weird because a game that was super hyped and super liked originally all of a sudden just got review bombed. And apparently it's due to it being way too difficult of a game to play through.
What?
After certain big name YouTubers also came out stating that they talked with underage girls. I mean, quit the expansion altogether. It left me wondering, first of all, what is it with content creators and talking to underage people, man? I just don't get it in general. What? But also, more importantly regarding this video, is it really that difficult? Or are gamers just too soft to play these types of games, broski? So without any more filler, here are my thoughts on the early hours of the expansion, if the game is still fun to play regardless of the difficulty, and of course, if you should be playing Shadow of the Erdtree. As always, I do want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below regarding the difficulty of this game. So story-wise, this is a kind of less convoluted story than in the base game because you follow what are basically the footsteps of Mikola, the omnipresent man, woman, and child from the base game. Now, I had already started New Game Plus the last time I played the game, so whatever I'm about to say from here on will be based on the experience of having a character who's already a level 100 and some change. Now, once you finally made it to the land of Shadow after mindlessly following Var in the lands between and fighting Radon the Star Scourge, you're met with Eddie frickin' Gordo and a scenery that does leave any type of gamer breathless because holy frijoles. I for one forgot how freaking good the game looks in general. Graphically, it's not really all there, it's not gonna blow your mind, but the art style in this game is just one of a kind, honestly. I can only imagine the more you play the game, the more varied the environments do eventually get. And another thing that you'll quickly come to realize is just how big the freaking world is. At the time of recording this video, I've probably played it for around 15 to 20-ish hours, and damn, it feels like there's still so much to do and to see in this world. And that feeling of intrigue is something that this game in general, but especially this expansion, does pretty much better than any other game out there, broski. I gotta be very honest with that. Exploring in and around the world, you'll come across shrines and messages left by Mikola, where you find items that help boost your stats, and these stat boosts are exclusive to the expansion, so you best find as many of them as you can because they do come in super clutch, because the game is, you guessed it, a challenging.
We don't quit. We do not quit.
Now, what isn't difficult at all is subscribing to the channel, of course. So if you've liked the content so far, my bro Migo, my bro Checho, please do consider subscribing and liking the video, of course, as it would help me get this video out to a lot of other broskis out there, some awesome broskis like yourself, to join this amazing journey of mine into the greatness of the gaming world. Now, like I said, yes, the game is difficult, but come on, what From Software game isn't difficult, especially at the start? I mean, if we're being completely honest, as we do like to be here on the channel, then what the fuck would this genre be without the staple feature that is challenging gameplay? Now, from what I have heard, fighting Mesmer is an absolute ball-ache, so I might come to regret my words, unfortunately, but the overall difficulty in this game is well within bearable limits at this moment in time. Now, again, I can imagine the difficulty can be quite high for people on their first run-through, and if they haven't had their builds set up in the way that they want, but for the New Game Plus broskis out there who did minimal to no soul farming to boost their characters, as in myself, of course, the experience is way less difficult than some of you online are making it out to be. Like, honestly, I am terrible at these types of games, broski. I gotta be very honest with that. I suck. I don't know if you've noticed from the gameplay in the background. I'm not really good at these games. If it was for me, it's manageable, then come on, broski. And of course you can manage. It's just over dramatized, if that's even a word. I do hope that's a word, but it's not that difficult, man. Come on.
How dare you?
Now, again, take this with a pinch of salt because I can already sense all the sweaty hands typing their angry responses at me. And yes, you have every right to do so, of course, as I'm not soloing every boss and I'm using the mimic and I'm using the summons and all that good stuff. And on top of using a new game plus character, so there's that. But I do also expect most players out there playing this game or this expansion having already beat the game at least once. So I'll use that in my defense until the day that I perish. Anyways, back to the actual game and its features, because apart from the new gear and weapons you find around the world, there haven't, at least to my knowledge or experience so far, been any new additions in terms of gameplay mechanics. The core is still the same. If you didn't like the core in the original game, then boo-hoo, so sad, brother man.
No. Anyway,
The game won't go out of its way to win you back. This is essentially just more of the same, with you finding big castles to work through at your own pace and then end up fighting a big bad boss, of course. You can also just opt to roam around the various points of interest in the map, that I feel like that aspect has been expanded on quite a bit as well. Gone are the same catacombs infested with fanged imps, and in their place are more detailed little dungeons with their own themes and weird environments to go with them. This is very refreshing because anyone who has played the original title knows that the smaller dungeons were basically just copy and paste. It was the same drab stone hallways with recycled bosses.
Same, but different. But still same.
Whereas in Shadow of the Erdtree, so far at least, it has felt like exploration is that little bit more rewarding, man. Because you might just find a small cave that, I don't know, opens up to a freaking giant cavern where they worship the pot people for some apparent reason. And you find the helmet of pot people and you can use that and become pot broskis, which sounds very weird now that I say it. I hope people understand pot in the word pot that I mean pot. Damn, I said pot too many times. But anyways, it makes it all so great because all of it, like in the original game, or at least most of these things that you end up finding and experiencing, are just fully optional, with the reward of either some very rare items, some weapons, and an upper hand in those stat boosting items that I did mention earlier. It's nothing like how the exploration is in, I don't know, Final Fantasy Rebirth, for example, a game I also reviewed on the channel a while back, so do queue that up to watch after this one if you're interested. The video to that will be right ching ching right there. Now, with all this being said about the content on offer, as well as ranting a little bit about the difficulty of the game, the big question is, of course, is the game fun? And to that, I will wholeheartedly say, come on, broski. Come on. Absolutely, this game is fun. This is Elden Ring, man. Come on. One of the greatest games of all time, in my opinion, as well as what will most likely go down as one of, if not the best expansion of all time as well, in Shadow of the Erdtree. It's more of what we already love, and I don't know about you, but I could just get stuck into this world for hours upon hours. The gameplay is challenging even for the more experienced players out there because of the leveling and the stats system in the game that is implemented, but it has never felt unfair in its difficulty like so many people out there are saying and crying about. Honestly, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. I don't want to point fingers, but some of y'all just cried so much.
Oh, y'all smell like piss to me.
Of course, they're entitled to not like the game, broski. I'm just playing around, and if you want to quit the game, then quit the game, of course. If you didn't like it, look, there's so many games out there that are definitely not for everyone, and this might maybe not be your cup of tea or this genre in general, but that's where greatness in gaming lies, because there's something for everyone. Like I said, look, there's games for every niche, games for every feeling. So if you don't like one game, then just don't play it and just go move on to something else. Like, wow, I feel like I'm just pointing fingers at one person in particular, but it's all love, because once he hates on me or hates on a channel in general, then that channel is pretty much dead in the water. So hopefully they never find this video, broski. It's all love. Look, you are more than entitled to have your opinion on this, and people just hopping on this hate train for no apparent reason, because the game is not that difficult. I'll just come out and say that. I'll stand on this hill until my channel is destroyed, man. I just don't find the game to be all that difficult, even though, yes, I am using the mimic, I am using summons, NPC summons, I am using a leveled up character, I am using any and all options available to me to get through this game, because that's the way I play and that's the way the developers designed the game to be played. If it's a mechanic, I'm gonna abuse it to the best of my ability, not like Dr. Disrespect and the little that he talked to. Man, my jokes are so off today. I'm so sorry. Maybe Elden Ring is just a victim of its own success in the end, of being so hyped that people not familiar with the game or the genre in general found it a surprisingly difficult experience to get through. And that's completely fine. Like I said, you're more than entitled to have your opinion on this game. But what's not fine is review bombing the game for no reason whatsoever, even without playing the game, only because some big content creator, like I said, didn't like it. Anyway, enough ranting and rambling, because I could go on for absolutely hours. You might just be wondering to yourself if you should be playing this game, broski. And to that I'll answer, how the f should I know, man? I'm just a guy on the internet. I was here to tell you my experience, and if I liked it, you can do whatever the f you want, broski. So do let me know in the comments down below if you like this video, if you like this game in general, and what your thoughts are. Like I said earlier, man, subscribe to the channel. Come on, everything helps this channel, this little channel, grow in its own pace, and we're making it to the greatness of the tubes. Thanks to you guys out there who have already subbed and commented, man. I could not be doing this without you guys. I'm feeling very grateful today. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, honestly. Look, that pretty much wraps it up for myself for yet another video, yet another week. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I don't know how to end this video, so here's a meme that I think of randomly while editing this video. So man, see you guys next time. Hasta prontissimo.